Hi, welcome to Doris and Kids. If you're new here, my name is Doris. I'm a mom of four that homeschool her kids, work full-time, in college herself, and is always broke. So I'm going to show you today where I store my spices in my house. If you don't know, my kids and I used to live in a converted school bus, so we didn't have that much space. But now that we live in a 4-bedroom, we have space. And I can get things that I love, such as my spices. If you know me in real life, you know I love to eat. I love food. I'm always eating. And God bless me with very high metabolism. So I'm always eating because I just don't gain weight. And I do eat healthy, so it's not like I'm eating junk food. But with my love of eating comes the love of cooking. The love of cooking, you have to use a lot of spices. So I always have a lot of spices and I always love to try new spices. And I need space for it. Now I'm in a house, actually that was one of the things when we moved into the house. The kitchen was to find places of my spice. So I'm going to show you the cheap way I decided to store my spices because I am broke, like I said. Let me show you how I put it together and the outcome of that. So this is how my spices were stored in a bus. It was in a mason jar, and the lid of the mason jar was screwed to a cabinet, and it was just very sturdy. The first thing I did was to pull my jar out and to measure the width of the jar, and then I went outside to cut my material. I'm using a 1x up here, and these are just leftover when I built a kid's triple bunk bed. I have a video on my channel if you want to look at that. I used 3 total of these little 1x because I was doing 2 drawers for my spices. These go for like $1 something at Home Depot, so you can probably spend like $5 on it for your project depending on how many drawers you are going to be using. So after I sanded and cut everything down, I went back inside to basically dry fit my spice drawers. So these are 8 ounces of jars. They have a 4 ounces cheaper, but I wanted the 8 ounces because I didn't want to keep refilling them faster because I know I'm going to use a lot of spices. So I looked for the 8 ounces, and these ran me about $35. That's including taxes of Amazon, which is a little bit expensive, but I really did want the 8 ounces, and I didn't want to use mason jars because if I use mason jars, I would have to use the upper cabinet, and I didn't want to do that. So I wanted something that I can use in a pull jar and just pull it out while I'm cooking and close it in. So that was one of the reasons I just decided to spend the money. So the bulk of my time with this project was basically dry fitting the jars in there, moving the wood separator and trying to see how high I wanted the top to look, depending on how I spread it out, and trying to basically fit 24 of these jars in these drawers to utilize all the spaces. This project took me around 30 minutes to do, and I think 20 minutes of that was trying to fit the jar into place. I'm not including the time it took me to put the spices in the jars because it took me over time to do that. At this point in the video, I was hoping I would be done and all I had to do was to just put a jar in there and I'll be done with this project. But that did not happen. So after I put the jar in there, which is a little hard to do, and then I opened the jar back out, the middle piece, the 1x2 that I cut, fell flat. And the reason that happened was when I cut the 1x2, the measurement was very exact, but not a little bit longer that I would need a hammer to tap it down. If I would have used a hammer to tap it down, it would have been very tight and hold in place and not slide over. But I didn't do that. As you can see, it's very easy for me to move that 1x2. That is not what you want if you're going to do this project. You want it to be very tight in place. So then I had to dry fit everything again to make sure I have the measurement of the 1x2. And then a solution for that was to screw on the side of the jar into the 1x2 to have it very tightly in place. Like I'm doing, I'm moving around and it's not moving. So I had to put 2 on each side, so 4 total for the jar, for the one jar, and then another 2 for the other jar, and that was my solution to that. So this is basically what it looked like. This was the stickers that came with the spice jar, and I tried it out, and I used this for like a week, and I just did not like it. It just looked very cluttered. And the second thing, I didn't have enough stickers for my own spices, that it wasn't very inclusive. I have a lot of stickers, but wasn't all the stickers I needed. So I decided to go a different route. And the only reason I did that, this sticker is white and it get dirty very easily. And I know I wasn't going to have the time to keep wiping these down. So I needed something transparent. and this was my solution. I had this maker for like years now, and this is what I did, and I actually love the way it looks on the jars. So this is the finished product of my spice jar, and I really love how it turned out. These right here are the most common spice I use, and my spice jar is across from the stove, so it's easy for me to open and close. In the back of it, I have some spices that I don't have a place for, and then the little mixing jars, I have some in there to mix spices to try to create my own spice. That's what I'm thinking, y'all. I don't know yet. And then my second jar just have like a lot of my Italian seasoning in there, and then more of those mixing jars in the back. Above the jars, there's a cabinet I'm utilizing for my spice storage, and I'm gonna use it for future spices that I don't have a space for in a little pull-out jars. And I love to buy my spices in bulk. It's very cost efficient, and it's less packaging I'm throwing out. I just don't like plastic, so I try to use as less as possible. And I can find a lot of my spices through this company on Amazon. I think it's called Co-op Frontier. And the spices, they try to be as natural as possible. Like plastic like this kind of thing, I just don't like it. So I try to use glass or try to use less as possible. So these are just dishes from my mom. Whenever I go to her house, she make me food and I forget to return her stuff. So just up and down to remind me to return it. But thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and have a blessed day.